Hello wonderful people, welcome to another review with the integer here. And now I'm doing, because I've literally just done the review for Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition base game review. Now I'm going to do the review for the Frozen Wilds DLC that is in the Complete Edition. I don't think you can get them separately anymore, and why would you want to? The two accompany each other perfectly. So let's get into the review. As ever, we do the good, the bad, the ugly. I did all of the side quests in this DLC as they were playing on the PlayStation 4 Pro. This is a PlayStation exclusive, so yeah, I should have probably mentioned it in the previous one. And I think it was about, let me see, 6, 12, I don't know, maybe about 15 to 20 hours. I could be overestimating though. Again, I haven't got my times just yet, but you can check in the playlist if you want to know how long everything took. It's about 6 parts we did, averaging about 2 to 3 hours average each, so something along those lines. So let's start and get straight in, shall we? So again, also I played it right at the level 30 quest that comes up, so I'm not giving any spoilers, but there's a level 30 quest that comes up that's like a no going back quest, and that's when you want to be starting the Frozen Wilds, my recommendation, when you get that remaining level 30 main quest. So yeah, first the good. So there's an interesting touching story at the base of this DLC, and it gives more background on the particular group that you find in the game known as the Banuk. I don't say any more than that because it's not a spoiler or anything. You don't know what the hell that is. If you haven't played the game, you'll find out. But it gives more background on those, basically, on that group and their ways. Another good thing is you have some new machine types in this DLC, and boy are they freaking
nasty.
They're horrible. But you got some new machines and they're gonna take some skill, so I wouldn't even go in this DLC at 30. This is not a game really where you go in and do things at the level that it says. You want to be kind of over leveled somewhat, I think, otherwise you're gonna get your ass kicked and it might end up being frustrating for you instead. Even at level 60 or 50 plus playing, so I was at 50 I think, or 51 by the time I got to this DLC, doing all the side quests and all the main quest stuff up to that point. And yeah, I still got my ass kicked a lot of times, so God knows how you do it if you're going in at 30. I would recommend not to do that. But anyway, you also have some very helpful skills on the skill tree with the addition of the Complete Edition, and that's available to you pretty much from the beginning of the Complete Edition playthrough in the base game, I think. And I didn't realize it for a long while, but a lot of those things, a lot of those skills was making the game overall less tedious. And some of those skills should have been in the base game, in my opinion, because they do make a lot of things less tedious, a lot of RNG less tedious, and just allow you to do simple things like I won't really say because I'm quite hardcore on the spoilers type of thing. So, but it just makes your life a lot easier, and it should have been in the base game. But there's some really helpful things in this that, you know. But again, you can't buy the game without the DLC now anyway, so it's kind of almost a moot point, I suppose. So there's helpful skills there, and there's also some helpful new weapons and upgrades, or upgrades to the weapons specifically, I should say. But yeah, there's some new weapons as well, actually. That's a lie. There's new weapons. So there's new weapons, completely new weapons, as well as upgrades for some oldies, and the new weapons themselves. And that's going to help in motivating you to do a lot of the things, even if it was without story or character behind it, which it does have story and character behind it, but it's just an added bonus that you get some good stuff for doing it. So yeah, that's all the good stuff really. It's otherwise, you know, you have a new environment to play in as well, I suppose, which could be another good thing. So I probably should bob that in there. Should type that in there. New environment to bob around in. It's pretty cool. There we go. Put it in, and then that's gonna lead us into the bad. So the resources are still an issue in this game. As with the main game, you're gonna run out of shards a lot. You're going to run out of stuff a lot. You're going to be playing down the inventory a lot, unless you know something I don't. That's what you're going to be doing. And again, I put it in the bad and I said it in the good. Some of the skills should have been in the main game. It's a nitpick, but they should have been in the main game really, because they're just time-saving things, a lot of them, rather than cool things or optional things. they're like necessities in my opinion. Type of thing that if they weren't included would possibly drop the overall score down of the previous review for the main game. And now the bad. Again, I think to have put the same thing here, which is the no, I haven't. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So some of the new enemies for the ugly stuff is just, I don't know. I just found a certain 2 variants of them very annoying and tedious, and came up a bit too many times for me in the DLC. And they they're very durable. They don't really stun. And you know, in one way it makes sense because they're meant to be challenging, duh. But on the other hand, it's kind of like once you already know how to beat them up, it just ends up being just a strain and a drain on your resources, and requiring you to end up just buying a shitload of stuff and sell a shitload of stuff that you're not sure if you need to sell or not, just so that you can have enough stuff to do the same thing again and again and again and again. And it's especially exaggerated with these new enemy types that are just have some new moves and stuff, but they're also just very durable and just require a lot of your elemental elements that just puts a strain on your stuff. And I just found that kind of a tedious aspect after a while, especially when they ask you to do it like 10 times over. It's kind of like, stop. So yeah, that's the ugly of it there. Otherwise, the other uglies are the same as the base game. Some of the combat issues where you're aiming, when you're smashing, you're doing a smash attack instead of aiming or firing a projectile weapon. Inventory management being tedious. Hunting for materials can be tedious. And again, no ability to fast travel into biomes, hubs, or indoor areas. So that pretty much is the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Frozen Wilds DLC review. Finally now, I know what you're waiting for, of course, the score. So what's the score? Yeah, I think this is a fair score overall, because there's some cool quests and some cool characters in this DLC. So my final score for Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds DLC, is a
9 out of 10.
It's just good. It's really good. It's nothing massively offensive in it. It's hard to kind of really judge it majorly harshly, because you essentially, at its core, it's the same thing but feels different enough to be warranted. Again, especially when you add in some of the new skills, some of the new weapons, some of the new enemy types, it's almost like Horizon Zero Dawn 1.5. It's good beefy content, good amount of time in playing there. It's difficult again because I don't know how much you would have paid for it separately anymore. I can't remember, but you can't pay for it separately anymore anyway. It's only the complete edition pretty much as far as I know. So if you haven't got it anyway, I'm sure it was something like £15 or something like that, or half the price of the main game. And it's worth half the price of the main game at full retail back in the day. So it's worth it, I'd say, definitely. If you like the main game, you will like this. If you don't like the main game, some of the DLC aspects of abilities and stuff might help. If some of the things that I've said was tedious, some of that's mitigated with some of the abilities in the DLC skill tree. However, if you don't like the base game, I don't think that the DLC is going to change your mind. And you have to do some of the base game to play some of the DLC. Anyway, it's not a separate DLC. You do need the base game, and you do need to play a certain amount of the base game before you can do it. And you still need to be at least level 30. As recommended. Otherwise you are going to get your ass handed to you, guaranteed. I don't care how good you are, you get your ass kicked all over the place. I don't care how good of a gamer you are. So pretty much need to like the main game to like the Frozen Wilds. That's almost a given, but it's a very good DLC for people who like the main game. It adds to the main story and adds a little bit of depth, different things. I think even some of the I shouldn't say that actually, but some of the characters that you meet in the DLC may play a part in some small way, maybe, to your main game ending outcome. Not in terms of anything I don't want to say anymore anyway. I'm kind of like thinking, shit, am I saying anything that's dodgy at the moment? No, I think I'm saying fine. So it's not a spoiler or anything. I don't want to say anything that might lead to any spoilers or anything, but my point is the DLC is integrated nicely into the main game from beginning to end type of thing. So, worth it. So that was my review for it. It's a nice extension to the base game, both in story, lore, gameplay. And it's also, a great credit to its base great base game. So thank you for watching the show. Don't forget to subscribe and follow and like and leave a comment below and turn on your notifications if you like the content only. If you don't like the content, then I don't know what to say. If you really don't like the content, press the dislike button twice and move on. And share with a friend if you do like it. And follow on 2 more platforms. All the links should be in somewhere. Check out the Intro.tv if you want to know. You can be a patron if you want to. Send some dollar for some exclusive videos before they're released and edited and the rest of it if you like game patron type or you like exclusive stuff. And I'll catch you next time around in whatever else you're watching on the channel, hopefully. Thank you. God bless. Good night.